not a fan of that. I prefer Dark
I'm ready for the next fucking Elder Scrolls drop. It's been like 4 years since Skyrim dropped, so it's almost that time.
When's Ninja Gaiden 4?
Never. That'll be the day Kingdom Hearts 3 drops.
Oh god. Okay, so it's really nice.
You wanna say Square don't know how to make games, bro? Every game to make takes 10 years.
I don't know how to make it.
That game ain't never coming out.
What's this Final Fantasy VII remake which is gonna suck ass?
Don't say that, Loki. If that game
No,
sucks,
bro. You heard it here
I pay
first.
$60 for that game, and
You
it blows
heard
dick,
it
we're gonna have a problem.
here first. Think about it like this, average, yeah. The game was gonna be made by CyberConnect 2, you know. What have they ever made? Right?
No, the thing about you know they're not making that anymore, right?
Yeah. Then it gets cancelled, bro. It gets cancelled for quality reasons because obviously you don't get CyberConnect to make a Final Fantasy game.
Yeah. So
the
now
director
the whole game
of the
is being
game.
made. Now it's all being made in-house at Square-Enix. Yeah.
The director of the game, the guy who's making Kingdom Hearts, didn't know he was director of the game until the same press conference as we did. That is also a bad sign. The game's gonna blow. It's gonna blow so much. It's gonna be the biggest disappointment of my life. Look, for over 10 years, Final Fantasy has blown dick. How are they gonna stop it from blowing dick now?
Look,
Like,
hold on. Look. I'm a lifelong pessimist, but let's try to ignore that for a second, okay? Final Fantasy 15 wasn't. It was okay. It was
average.
Okay. Shut
the
up.
game made
Shut
me.
up.
No,
Shut
average.
up.
The game
Let
made
me
me
talk.
rant.
Hold
Carry
on.
on.
Hold on. It was. Here's the thing. Just go by this logic at least. Going from Final Fantasy 13 to 15 was incredible. Loved it.
True.
It was leaps and bounds better than 13, and that's all. Personally, that's all I asked for. If you would give me something, because 13, that shit was so bad. I didn't even finish that game. Look at that game.
Neither
was so
did I.
Trash.
And I've got all three parts of it, and I've never completed the first one.
I don't remember where I stopped. I got to a point where I was like, fuck. I legit can't do this anymore. You know what I'm saying? I just got sick of that shit.
I got sick of it when they said it gets better, which is when the world starts to open up. It's like, that's not the world starting to open up. That's just me on a giant field. What the fuck is this?
You call this open world? Like, push that, get out of my face. I'm done with this fucking shit.
Yo, I was so mad at that game. But then, 15 had all the promise. It had the chocobos, everything, and it was the biggest, emptiest pile of bullshit. You can't let Witcher exist and excuse that game. You can't let Grand Theft Auto exist and excuse that game. The list goes on and so many. You can't let Tales of Xillia on the PS3 exist and that game exists. No. That's how deep it is.
Okay, see, I understand that, but at the same time, like I said, comparing it to 13, it was a step in the right direction. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was
I've stopped thinking like that now.
No, see, here,
10 years, bro. Over 10 years. That's the only way I can still be excited about the 7 remake. Is if I think like this. Like I said, I'm a pessimist about everything else. That's the only way. Square Enix. Want to know what Square Enix's best Final Fantasy game is? Since the creation of Square Enix, guess what their best game is? Gameplay-wise. Final Fantasy X-2. That is disgusting. That's the last one where the battle system was intricate and fun, and the game the start of the game was how the rest of the games have been since Final Fantasy 13. Only 15 have they tried to go back to a more stable environment, and there's niggas dying in the game I don't see and I don't care about. That game got me mad. The game got me mad. Man are dying off. Main characters are dying off screen, bro.
Look, man. Look. Like I said, I'm a lifelong pessimist. I understand the whole. I understand the whole. Oh, Nomura didn't know, even though he was directing the shit into the press conference. I get all that, but all that's said and done with now. You know what I'm saying? Like, hopefully the wheels are rolling. Hopefully they're rolling in the right direction. Because I think they understand that this isn't just like the next chapter, like in the Final Fantasy IP. This is not only is it a remake, it's a remake of Final Fantasy VII, obviously like one of the fan favorites of the whole series. You know what I'm saying? So
this is what I think is gonna happen.
I'm sure they're very aware that they can't just fucking lollygag and half-ass this and expect to get away with it.
Well, they announced the game that they've had to start from beginning again. So that game, this is what's gonna happen with that game, right? I'm gonna see that game when I'm in about 2 to 3 years on the PlayStation 5.
I was gonna say 3 or 4. Yeah.
I'll see that game on the PlayStation 5 to let me down there. That's what I'm saying.
You see when a company starts to make remakes, that's a bad sign.
Yeah. I'm with Ruben on that.
Well, see that, yes and no. This is in this case, it's a good and a bad sign in a sense that maybe they didn't have a choice in a sense.
No, bro.
At the same time, what?
Think about it like this: your games have blown so much stick that the fan base doesn't care. Just give us the old shit. That's a problem, and that means that the hands of.
I understand that. At the same time, at least they listen. You know what I'm saying? Cause they listened. They didn't remake like fucking Final Fantasy V. Nobody gives a fuck about that. You know what I'm saying? They gave you what you fucking wanted, and they gave you 7.
Well, okay. Imagine if a man had a cement mixer, yeah. But every time he made cement mix, right, he made shit. Like instead of cement, yeah. So,
oh my god.
I want you to pour this cement into this T shape that I've got, like stencil that I've got, please. But then he pours the shit into the T shape stencil. You get what I'm saying?
Oh my god.
I don't. Just think on the analogy yourself, man. That's where we're heading, man. Like
the shit.
Look, son. I've been playing these games all my life.
Me too,
I hopefully understand. I said, I just try to be optimistic about this. If not anything than this.
I'm just keeping my mind